Hello, welcome back to another week of Stardew Valley. Delightful things that Stardew Valley brings around. Set up very differently from how I normally am. I finally got a desk to play at, which is interesting. But I don't know what that means going to be for sound because we're midway through moving around the bedroom. I think I mentioned last time I was intending to do that, or the time before. At some point, I think I've mentioned I'm planning to edit how I am, which means my screen is a lot closer to me and I'm sat facing it. Oh yes, we have a shed now, which is good. Oh yeah, we'll see how well this goes. This might not be my final seating position, I don't know, but we're one step closer to maybe doing some more streams. Maybe. No promises. It's my intention, but it will be what it is. Okay, last time we played, I discovered that buying some spinners from Willy, I can get iron bars real easily. Which is kind of useful because my next bits of increased... what's the words? Increased farming is going to be relying on having a handful more beehives, fish nets. I really need the iron for that. But what we'll do is we'll use all that for beehives first off. I'll get to Ginger Island early this week. Might even have a look at the key quests. Then on my way back I'll buy some spinners from Willy and we'll be good. Okay, so that's as far as it needs to go, and now I just need to fill in, and in theory they all should be close enough to them as I can get. I mean, obviously it's going to be things like the bush in the way that I can't do anything with that'll block a perfect score, but there's nothing stopping me from collecting all the iron, increasing production on this. And at the moment I have 55 hives. It comes down to there being quite a lot of honey by the end of the week. Or whenever I come back to check on honey levels. So I think that's the one I do over here. Oh, people showing up. I guess might be one of them. No, it doesn't look like it. But on the positive, I can buy these. Yeah, definitely those. Can't wait to find out they were the wrong ones. Oh, I didn't even check the key quests. Oh, never mind. Mountains. Check on how the tree farm's doing, because I'm going to need more wood. That's going well. I gave in and replayed Modern Warfare, even after I was saying I wasn't going to. Absolutely insisting I wasn't going to. I couldn't ignore the itch to do it anymore. So I reinstalled it, even if it took forever in itself. It's kind of weird replaying it, because there's bits of it that on my initial playthrough I found really easy, and now they were twice as hard, and vice versa, bits I found really hard were twice as easy. So like for the first game, the majority of it was pretty much the same difficulty, I just knew what I was doing. The exception of... No, that's the second game. The exception of the big map where you're playing as Gaz and you need to... Well, it's the... like the 3 stages of Gaz and Price, where you need to snipe a load of people and then attack the bases. That was easier because I understood the assignment. Though there's a bit where you have the option to open air ducts and launch tear gas in it to get people out the building. And the first time I played it, I accidentally triggered the hold grenade button and then had to waste the one because you can't put them back in your backpack. You know, make it annoyingly realistic when I accidentally hit the wrong button. And the first time I played it through, I did it at least twice, so I ended up having to complete 2 sections without the tear gas easy method, which is fine. Grenades worked all the same. They don't run out the house. It's not a war crime if you do it first. But that entire bit was easier with the knowledge. But I think it's the last section with that where you have to go it's set at night and you're hunting down Hadir. It might not be Hadir, but Hadir gets caught regardless. And you've got to go through the complex of buildings. That was weirdly harder. I don't think I struggled as much as I did the first time. It just felt a lot harder for some reason. If I had to guess, it'd be because of my unnecessary confidence due to knowing how I did it before, which allowed me to find stuff like the lights easier. Didn't spend 10 minutes hunting down, but that's all set. And the enemy pathing, knowing who's where. But I did sort of get myself stuck. It was a bit weird. Because it's a relatively stealth mission, so I'm doing it as stealth as possible. I managed to get myself stuck in a situation where 2 sets of patrols were... Why are you not... Oh, it's because they're beeful. Because 2 sets of patrol were coming in at the same time and sort of panicked. Even though I didn't have to panic. But it was just a bit... It was just one of those weird moments where I'm there going, I've done all this before, this shouldn't be difficult, and yet my brain is struggling. But overall, it wasn't too much more difficult with the first game. That's still growing. I did plan something there, didn't I? But oh my god, the second game. I don't get why that was... Once again, it's the whole, I've done it before, I know where everyone's going, the overconfidence. I was vaguely committed to... I don't need to go in there. To playing the game properly, if that makes sense. I wanted to give it its fair chance. Didn't want to just play it the exact same way I played it before, that type of thing. I did end up doing it because it'd be difficult not to. I'm gonna put some more fruit in there in a bit. I mean, I know there's still 99 apricots, but like it shouldn't have been harder, but it was. Oh, I'm playing through second game, and it's all relatively easy peasy squeeze the lemons. Once again, nothing totally throwing me out difficulty through the main bits. I mean, I had the added bonus that I knew what was going on, which, believe it or not, does highly affect the way you play the game. If you know what's going on, you will play it differently. Fun times. We get to... And the mission's like the one where Gaz falls out of Nikolai's helicopter and then has to place Frogger, but with hitting the vehicles rather than dodging them. That mission was significantly easier the second time round because I knew what I was doing, knew what I was trying to achieve. In fact, I was almost relaxed whilst playing it. It was soothing. Still hilarious. And because it was just kind of nice, it was easy. That was flower dance. I think I'll just ignore the flower dance. I think at this point we're all sick of it. I say it was easy. It was nice. It was almost fun the second time round. Mainly because for me, the most difficult part of that mission was the bit where they throw the mines off the back of the truck, and I remembered the best path to go on, which is just sail down the left side of the road, and you won't hit as many. It also helped that I remembered all the key behind. Mine is the grenade key because I can never blooming remember the correct one there. Which now makes me think the vent thing might have also been game 2. I played them in quick succession. And they're short stories, so I don't really remember. Look at that, but I might actually have to make another deconstructor. Or buy another deconstructor from Key. But 16, so I can make another 16. Or I can make another 2 and run out of coal. Do I still have a secret chest of coal? Now we get to the alone mission. You may remember me saying it's probably one of my favourite missions of the newer Modern Warfare games. I think All Gillied Up is still probably my favourite mission. And that was both easier and harder the second time round. Because once again, I had that whole issue. I know what I need to do, and it led me to overconfidence. It's the only time I ever have had to in both playthroughs restart a level completely. Because the first part of the alone mission, for those who haven't played, is very simple. You hide away from the NPCs and you collect ingredients lying around effectively to make survival tools. The first little bit of pathfinding, the NPCs aren't actively hunting you down. It's sort of there to be stressful and set the scene, but as far as I can tell, you're not, as long as you're not stupid walking around at full height, sauntering into enemy territory, you have to try really hard to make the shadows notice you. Like, I mean really hard. Whereas after, I think, because you have to go through a couple of houses, sneak around, and then there's a house where upstairs there's a guy that's dying, which definitely isn't creepy, and then there's a dog in a cage, and the dog will alert the shadows that you're there. So that's like the first, as far as I can tell, first tense bit, but as long as you get out quick enough, it's fine. I'm sure you could probably knock him out. I just opt for the whole jumping over the balcony. It gets me safe. But then after that is, for me, where the level difficulty actually starts, because there's a handful of shadows that are blocking all the exits, and you have to decide on how you want to get out of there. And it's easy enough, you just sneak around. You don't even have to, once again, you have to sneak around, but you don't really have to try that hard. You distract the first guard, then you can get into where all the shops are, then you just have to be sensible about where you're going. It only really gets difficult once you decide to either start fighting them or need to, well, it only gets difficult once you need to escape the area because you actively need to do something to get in. Now my method is you get the C4, get the tripwire, make a trip mine, and then launch a bottle near it, get everyone distracted together, and they'll go boom. And then you can work on exterminating them collectively. And that works a treat. And that's how I did it the first time round. But the second time, I had confidence. I knew what I was doing. I knew where I had to go. So of course I buggered it. I overconfidently went to where I needed to C4. Life was good, you know. Doing it with confidence. Haven't been caught yet, so still confidently. And then I confidently go over to where I need to plan it all, and that's where it goes downhill relatively fast. Because I'm not thinking. I know exactly what I need to do, so I'm just copying what I did last time. And once again, overconfidence, I'm not as careful, and I get caught. And it's fine, you do a little bit of running around, and I hid in a shop, but I didn't realise I didn't hide very well. Am I not that funny? I didn't hide very well, and I got myself in a save trap where I was semi-safe, so it saved. Oops, a quick saved, but I wasn't actually safe. So it so, so every time the save reloaded, there was a guy coming around the corner, one corner, a guy coming around another corner, and I had nowhere to go because it's a shop. 2 doors, front and back, and then there's a window. And all 3 exits had a dude waiting for me. I just completely out of honey, apparently. Sad times. What else am here? I mean, and yeah, I'm just like going, oh no, oh no. I'd use stuff just about everything I had useful on me. Try and get myself out of that situation, and I was just like, I'm mad because I wish there was more like section saves. Once you complete an area, move on. I had to reload from the beginning. Fortunately, knowing that the first couple of stages doesn't really matter too much, makes life a lot easier. But yeah, imagine that my confidence ruined me. But it's fine. So I managed to on my replay I checked my ego and was a bit more careful. Still effectively did the same thing, which is fine. And like it was still fun. It was because it wasn't annoying because I couldn't do it. It was one of those situations where I fully accepted it was I. Oh, guys, hi. Can I buy anything from you? Why don't you have the things? But yeah, I'd fully accepted that it was my fault I got into that situation. It's not one of those things I had no idea what I was doing and annoyed because of that. So I wasn't annoyed. I generally thought it was kind of hilarious. And then I carried on. Once again, good times. I still forgot that shotgun was behind that door, so it always hurts a bit. And then it's like the second to last big section before you jump into the waterway. I still don't know how to navigate that. The first time I got myself stuck in the buildings, and I was like, right, I won't go to those buildings. But the NPCs are patrolling a lot more. Like each level, they get more NPCs patrolling. Give this a go again. Could buy myself, but I really need galaxy souls. How much is that reward? 14. I don't need to worry about that too much right now. And I'm there, I'm minding my own business. I'm living life, loving it. So I still haven't worked out how to do that bit. And I thought, right, I won't do that, go into those buildings, but I can't stay in the establishment you start in because people get in there too quickly, which is how I got cocked up the first time around because I stayed in there too long because I didn't realise people were going, oh, there's all my maple syrup. You know, because I thought safe zones were going to be a thing. I was wrong. No, nowhere was safe. Ooh, yellow mangoes. There's Leo. So I got out there quicker. And I figured, I'll just crawl under some of the trucks, you know, to sneak around the area to get an idea. So I don't know what the area looks like. Because I got caught the first time, I didn't get to explore. So there's still a whole left side of the map I haven't looked at. And at some point we'll have to accept fate and see what's going on over there. So, yeah, got myself trapped again. And I was looking at my inventory and I've once again got into one of those save spots where you have less than 5 seconds to decide what you're doing before someone's going to catch you. I know in the third game I complained about not enough auto saves, but a lot more whilst you're really inconvenient whilst you're overconfidently trying to do something. But I found my way out. Basically dropping gas bombs and C4 until I could run to the river and just jump in. I did that twice because I didn't save properly. It won't always save if you're not safe per se. Even if you do complete, it's a required thing to do a save. So because I wasn't safe, it wouldn't trigger the autosave, which meant when I got murked by the mercs, I had to redo it all anyway. But that was fine. Second time round, I had it down to a T. And yeah, waterway bit, easy enough. And then, how does that mission end? Getting to the church, that was even easier this time. I learnt my lesson last time. Don't faff around, just sprint. which was a great little life hack. Got to church, got to ghost, got out. All pretty simple. Those were bits that were a bit easier the second time round, with knowledge about what I was doing and a better mindset. What mission followed up that? Retaking the Vaqueros' base. That was all easy peasy. Didn't really change much the second time round for me. Get Alejandro back. So if anything, I was more aware of. So I favour at all times the long range weapons. Doesn't matter how inconvenient it will be at that moment to be using a long range weapon, it is what I favour. But with more knowledge on map and enemy design, doing it again let me know if it was worth using the long range or should I conserve that for later on. And you better believe I did. Hey, do you want a midnight snack? No, you're asleep. Fine. And then other things like, trying to think, what other things were easier? Second game. After that, what was the next mission? So you get like after you get the Cowboys base back, you go to Chicago. That's it. And that mission didn't really change much for me, difficulty. Easier or harder. But I was a little bit more committed to try and play it through properly. Because the last time I played, with the last bit of Hassan, I got the rocket controls, did the thing, and then sprinted off and accidentally made my way into the end. I don't know how I got into the end. I just did. So it was just one of those weird things. But this time I was semi stubborn to try and play through it sort of properly. I mean, there's no such thing as playing a game properly. You play it however you want. That is the proper way to play it. But I did. And I managed to do some of the guerrilla warfare stuff on the top floor, and I still accidentally made my way into the end. So, don't know how I got there. Not really going to worry about how I got there, but I got there. And then I completed the game. Come on. You can do it. There we go. Don't jump out. Yeah, I say it was all pretty... It was a pretty weird experience playing it again, just because of... Go find some universal loved gifts. Well, mostly universal. That might be a mistake after selling a lot of them. Emeralds are dwarf lugs, and then Krobus likes diamonds. To be fair, if anyone loves diamonds, I've got diamonds. Oh, a good handful of people like diamonds. Makes life easy. Go hunt these people down. That's the second game complete, and I don't know about the third game yet because that is next on the list of things to play through. Which, as I say, I'm looking forward to it. Yeah, so I assume she's up here. What do you mean it's locked? I have a key that lets me in everywhere. Rhinos loves anything foraged, doesn't he? I don't think he'd love that. I think he'd like that. What a waste. But yeah, and I'm hoping in the third game, I don't know if I'll find the third... Oh yeah, the second game with the tank. That was so much easier the second time around. I nearly forgot the mission that caused me almost rage. Yeah, it was beyond easier the second time round. Mainly because I knew what I was looking for from the get-go, and I didn't have to play the game. Am I really just not allowed to go into anyone's house? That's fine, she comes out eventually. That was so much easier. So much easier. Because I knew where the C4 was. I knew what I was looking for, because last time I didn't really know what they meant by C4. And I had from my in-depth investigation I found last time playing it, I found out you could throw C4 on the ground. I've missed the dance. Can I not give people stuff? So annoying. Oh, the Marua's on her way down. Yeah, I found out you can throw the C4 on the ground and then set it off, which was so much easier than trying to run after a tank, because the tank hurt. I still died a handful of times, but unlike last time where I got myself stuck and no idea what I was doing, I managed to do it. And I won't lie, I spent way too much time on purpose getting to the rocket launcher, so the last hit I did was with a rocket launcher. Did that intentionally, and it definitely caused more effort than it should have. But you know, it made me happy. Ooh, that got Kent 10, which is nice. Another 10 friend. Krobus from 6 to 7. Leo's still on 6. I haven't updated Leo's in a while. Leo was on 3, but he's actually on 6. Dwarf comes at 6. Once again, going to the library, a good way to keep track of everything. Hashtag not sponsors. So I still need to get Harvey and Abigail up. And I need to see Leo more. Vincent as well. But I'll just have to wait for another day. Pam's easy enough. That's still plenty of stuff to do. That's good. But yeah, I'm hoping the third game will be as easy, I'll say. It probably won't be, but the positive is I'd have all those guns unlocked so I can use my preferred weapons straight away. That's a nice little bit of iron we've got there. Head back to Ginger. Not right now, but I will do. I think Sandy likes daffodils. Ooh, do love me an Omni. The only way this day could get any better is if I could complete the museum. Really? Is that for the excitement? When I get Vincent up, what does he like? I'm not looking for him, I have one of them. Vincent likes grape. Who else is basically there? Abigail. Oh, Abigail likes chocolate cake. How fortunate. I have the diamonds for everyone else. Pop back to Sandy would be easy. Harvey, he likes coffee. Leo, well, I'll get. Okay, that'll be another handful of people.